All right, let's jump into the first question for the week. How are organizations modifying performance expectations and reviews for people whose priorities and work is impacted by our current situation? Great question, especially now, right? Because you have a situation where a lot of organizations planned annually, some of them semi-annual, a few on a quarterly basis. And this reminds me a lot of the quote by Donald Rumsfeld, right? They're your known unknowns and your unknown unknowns, right? And now we're going into, I know a lot of people made fun of him at the time, but now we're definitely going into the territory of a lot of unknown unknowns. And so, in terms of what you can help people do, and what a lot of organizations are doing is helping to add an element of certainty to the situation. And so what they're doing, a lot of organizations are focusing on the quarter, right? So Q2 now, for example, if you follow the annual calendar. And what they're doing in Q2 is based on what their business objectives are or how this current crisis has impacted their business. So typically they fall, for our clients, for example, they fall into two groups. One of them is they've lost a source of revenue and they'll never be able to get it back, right? So if you think of airlines, hotels, and the tourism industry, right? You can't make that up. You can't sell a hotel room from March into the future. The second group is deferred, right? So there are services that they provide which actually will need to happen as soon as things come back online. So in those two areas, what you have is the situation in Q2 where you're either preparing to create a new line of revenue, a new channel, new ways to bring revenue into the organization. Or secondly, if you're part of the latter group where you're just deferred your business, is that you're preparing for a new world, so to speak. And so what does that look like? In some situations, some of our clients are going to have to move from essentially what would be normal daytime 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, to playing catch up and service all those customers that are now able to receive the help. And how do you do that with expanded hours, working on weekends? And in the case of a couple clients, they're looking at 24/7 operations. So how do you plan for that, and how do you do that? At the same time, what giving feedback on a quarterly basis and focusing on the quarter does is, again, not only does it provide an element of certainty, it also provides shorter feedback loops in order to see what's working, what's not.